I've decided I'm going to share with you some secret sexual alchemical techniques. Specifically because I've had the toughest time beginning meditation. But when I changed this paradigm and I tried this type of meditation out, I would find myself meditating for a longer period of time and getting similar benefits. So I want you to try to consider this today in today's video. Stay tuned.
I'm inspired. I'm inspired.
Hey there guys, how's it going? My name is Sumit Chatterjee from the Flow Zone Academy, and I'm a flow state coach, which means that I help you feel better and perform better. Today I'm speaking about the sexual introduction to higher consciousness. Now, we've got to understand that as people, we were generated from sex, okay? Our sex is a biological, very primal thing. So what if we use the most primal thing that we have to help us access the highest states that we can? It's very, very possible. And once you start exploring the work of tantra, you start to see how much attention they place on the body. A lot of tantrikas that I know, they focus on the body element, and a very, very rare few of them are combining energy with the body, specifically going into the chakra system, specifically understanding that in Tantra, the different chakras are associated with different gods and the elements, in a sense. So it starts from earth, then it goes into water, and so forth, right? So understanding this map of reality, we got to understand that if we open all of them up, we are free, we are liberated. Okay, we're not constrained, we're not shackled. So try this exercise with me right now, and we're going to use the power of imagination. And I learned from Janus quite recently that imagination is the interface between the body and the soul. So think about that statement. I'm not saying that it's true. This is just something I've observed and downloaded. And just try this exercise with me right now. So take your hand and gently stroke it. Notice how that feels. Now you want to scratch it. Notice how that feels. Do it faster. Good. And then stop. Notice that there's still a sensation of a scratching energy there. Do you feel that? Do you feel the tingle, the resonance left behind from the scratching? For energetically sensitive people, this will come natural to you, okay? For some people, this is uncommon, a weird feeling. They're like, I don't feel anything, okay? I think that's uncommon, okay? But anyway, in any case, I think we're born empaths, but the world constructs us and weakens our powers over time, tells us that these psychic gifts are bad. We repress them. We have these gifts, but they're very, very suppressed over many, many layers, okay? So, again, right? The scratching and then stopping. Now what you're doing is you're going from the physical, and now I want you to slowly try and delve into the emotional. What is the emotion of the scratch? Okay? And now, I want you to imagine an energetic ball scratching you, just like your fingers scratched you. Can you envision that? Can you imagine that? See what that does to your hand. Just you putting attention on it is creating an energy there. You might feel tingles in your fingers. You might feel it move. All right, place attention to your wrists. Now place attention to your fingertips. Now the middle of your fingers. Now the palm of your hand, the center palm point. Now the thumbs. Now what am I doing here? I'm using a yoga nidra technique. where you go really, really specific into the description to be able to actually actively access that energy. Okay? So a lot of us, we have energy, but we keep ourselves in a low energetic state. So we don't have brain fog, we do brain fog in a sense, right? As Jim Quick would say. So we're walking around caving in our lungs or our chests in that sense. So if you're crossing over like this, you don't have access to that energy, so you're feeling tired all the time, right? Try changing up your body posture and notice a difference in your energy levels, okay? When the spine can flow, that Kundalini energy, it is a different experience, but a lot of us have stagnant energy as well, and that's something that you need to personally work on if you're on this spiritual development, personal development quest. So if you could do that, now try imagining with me that you have Michael Jackson's glove on your hand. These are techniques from Mr. Scott. Shout out to you, Mr. Scott. He has a Udemy course. And now practice just imagining the sparkle of the glove. What does it mean that it's on your hand right now? Okay, what does it feel like? Is it good material? Is it expensive? How does it feel on your hands? Okay? Now take the glove off, come back to your regular hand, to the physical world. Good. I'm going metaphysical and physical, okay? So we're gonna move fast. Okay, now I want you to imagine it's a cashmere glove from a high-end luxury brand like Louis Vuitton or something like this. Okay? How does that feel? Does it feel expensive? Now I want you to imagine an old worldly, medieval glove on your hand. It has artisanal stitching. It's very prim and proper. It's regal. Now come back to just your hand, your physical hand. Good. Now I want you to imagine you have Thanos' Infinity Gauntlet on your hand. What does that feel like? You have all these stones shining and glimmering in the light. You have this gold feeling, this heaviness in your hand. Now come back to your physical hand. It's just a hand. Okay? Now it's the glove of a murderer. You're holding the glove of a murderer right now. There's blood dripping down. It's a bit scary, to be honest. You don't want to be any part of this. You don't want to be caught red-handed. Now come back to your physical hand. It's just a hand. That was just a thought experiment, right? So what I'm doing is that these breaks from reality, I'm getting you to surf the wave of the physical and the metaphysical, and we're doing this through the imaginative process, right? So when you go into your imagination through the meditation, the meditative realm, the container, the space builder, you start to access certain images. Now, certain images may come up and they may introduce a trauma or a pain body, as Eckhart Tolle calls it. Some people may call it the shadow, the dark side, the inner child, whatever label you want to give it. It's a bad feeling inside, is what that is, right? And so when you become silent and you feel these bad feelings inside, you've got to first of all understand you're not setting the container for you to actually meditate. What if there are other entities, just as a hypothetical, what if there are entities around you right now? What if there are demons and spirits leeching your energy right now, right? And you didn't even know it, and you didn't even know it, okay? Now, what if you could actually set a solid intention before your practice of meditating, and you went into it with the frame of mind, like it's a prayer, setting the intention that this is for my highest good, this is for my highest consciousness, this is my purest practice, and I hope it will guide me towards my best self. That's it. You just need something simple like that to start it off, kick it off, have the gratitude, and create the space. Now you have the container for you to actually meditate. And now what I want you to do is, usually in meditation, what they'll tell you, like in Vipassana or different forms, like there's so many forms of meditation, there are countless forms. I'm not really a kind of very, flowery kind of guy, man. You know what I mean? Like, I've worked enough on my masculinity that I know that healing is a hardcore process. It's badass. Okay, it's not this wishy-washy, flowery, like, kumbaya thing. It's really not. It's actually very tactical. It's almost Navy SEAL approach to spirituality. Once you understand this mechanism, you'll really start to respect it more. So now what you want to be doing is, when you close your eyes and you set the container to meditate, you think of, what is the sexiest thought that I can think of? That's it. Just generate a sexy thought. Something that turns you on, something that arouses you. Maybe for some of you that might be difficult because we live in a world full of graphical images and things like this, right? So that ability to actually imagine and visualize might have been cut down. But imagine the sexy thought. Now your regular programming will get you to, hey, I want to play with myself. I want to masturbate, right? I want to do something with this energy. I can't just have this energy leaving this imprint on me. I need to do something with it. Well, okay. You'll do that, but that's a different practice. Okay? That's a self-pleasure practice. It's not what we're doing. We're getting our ability to be turned on, not just our lust, no. Because actually, if you think about it, in the Bhagavad Gita, even Krishna states that lust is one of the ways to the darker paths. But I'm not saying lust in that sense. You are looking at the sexiness and the beauty of whatever you're imagining. So just imagine and imagine and imagine. Now your imagery might be changing. It might be delving into fantasies. Weird thoughts might pop in between. That's your meditative practice. That's you coming back to the object of the desire. And the sexy thought forms and it starts to create a storyline. Stop it at the storyline. Come back to the image. This is the practice that I want you to practice. And you'll slowly notice your fire energy, your solar plexus energy, raising up with charge. And you'll want to do something with that energy. You'll want to create. Because creativity is directly linked to our sexuality. Okay? And it's very, very powerful for you to optimize this. Try it for as long as you want. I've heard people going up to 3 hours on this thing, right? It's up to how well you can use this imagination toolkit and this meditative practice to make you stronger. And not only this ability to meditate, but you're using something very primal to help you get there. Okay? Some people won't like this technique. Some people won't like this video. They'll say, no, whatever. You're objectifying whatever you're doing, stop doing it, whatever it is, right? Your opinion. That's your opinion. I've noticed this technique working for me as a man with a high libido. I can transcend and I can allow my mind and catch it when it's fantasizing rather than meditating. And this is such a powerful practice, my friends, because we live in a world where we're just fantasizing. But what if you could turn your sexual fantasy into a meditation practice? This is what I'm explaining to you in this video. If this resonates, you want to check out some more of my stuff, check out my Instagram, hit me a DM, let's work together. I want to take on as many clients as I can for the next year in 2022. So I'm going to change the world. I know it. Full stop. Period. Question mark? No question mark. Exclamation point. Let's get it. Upward Spiral gang. May we never be the same again. May the flow be with you. Os.